Well, let's start our lesson today. And well, the lesson is called "Telling the Truth." Can you see the screen, Jose? Can you see it?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
yes.
Okay, so well, we're gonna be talking today about well, this today's lesson, telling the truth. But let's start with some speaking first
Okay.
regarding these pictures that we have here. And
Okay.
it says, well, first of all, it says, look at the photos. Who are the people? I mean, who are the people and what are they doing? So, what do you think? Can you tell me who are those people and what are they doing?
Mm, okay. In the first one, I think there is a they are trying to be a president of the country, and they are looking. They are visiting people
Uh-huh,
for get their votes. And
uh-huh,
the second, I see a doctor and a patient. I think they are giving her for example, a result or the of the exams, so
uh-huh.
or
Exams. Uh-huh,
exams or evaluation about her health. And in the third photograph, I see a, a mom with her, her kid or kid. Se puede decir, profe, cuando es este
yes, you can say with her child or yeah or with her kid.
with her kid, and they probably they are playing, or maybe she is playing something for her child.
Uh-huh. Okay, very good. And Jose, let's do number two, which says, "Would you expect these people to tell lies? If so, in what circumstances?" You know what lies are, right?
Mentiras.
Uh-huh. Correct. So, will you expect these people to tell lies? If so, in what circumstances? So, for example, the first picture, which is a politician, do you expect
Yes,
for a politician to tell some lies?
yes. I think that principally in this in Costa Rica, I think every people who expect to who are in the politic, I think they
In
are sometimes
politics?
they are telling
Politics?
lies. Politics, I
Uh-huh.
think they are telling lies to the other people, forget
Uh-huh.
the votes of them. And in the second one, I think that they should the in the picture that I see a doctor. I think they shouldn't to tell lies because it depends the health or the of her of his patients.
Uh-huh.
So I think they shouldn't tell lies.
Uh-huh.
And in the photo number three, I think that the mom maybe don't like to make for her child to feel afraid or feel scared. I think they probably sometimes they would tell lies to her child.
Okay. Very good, Jose. Very good. Now it says here number three says below are the most frequent lies told by men and women. When do you think they might say each of these things? Have you ever said these things? So let's just read together like the top lies told by men. So when a man says nothing's wrong, I'm fine, that's a lie, right? Also when they say no, you look great in that dress.
Okay.
Also sorry, my battery died. Uh, the other one is but it wasn't that expensive. And the other one, I'm stuck in traffic.
I think yeah, I think that's the most common lies.
Yeah, for men.
I sometimes say some of these lies. For example, sorry, my batteries died. Oh,
That's typical.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And well, let's just read the women lies, but we don't have here right now women, but that's okay. We can just read them. Uh, the top lies is nothing's wrong, I'm fine, like also like the man. Also,
Well,
oh, this isn't new. I have I have had it for ages. Also, I'm on my way. That's typical. The other one, I don't know where it is. I haven't touched it. And the last one, sorry, I missed your call. Right? So,
yeah.
so normally, right, these are the general lies that that people says. But what I want to do in this part, Jose, is that we're gonna practice a little bit of reading.
Great.
Remember that in these tests, we need to learn how to read very quickly, right? To read very
Mhm.
fast. So I don't know if you can check out this text, which is truth or lies. As how do we know when someone is telling the truth? Uh,
Mhm.
are you able to read it on your cell phone, or do you need to read it here right now with me?
Yes, I can see very well the text.
Right now here
Yeah.
with the one that I have. Okay, so let's I can give you some time, like at least maybe 3 minutes for you to read
Hmm.
it all. So if you want, let me just put a time, and when you are getting close to this part, tell me so that I can just
Hmm.
put it a little bit down so that you can finish it. Okay. So let's start here and read it. Try to read it, and then tell me so that I
When
can move it. Okay.
I start with so why are humans not better? I think I have
Correct.
to
Yeah.
read
Start
all.
there. Yeah. So, well, yeah, the title was True or Lie? How do we know when someone is telling the truth, right? So
Mhm.
let's I can time you. Let's give 3 minutes for that, and then
Okay.
we can see. Well, tell me when I need to move on the screen so that you can read the other part. Okay.
Okay.
So 3 minutes. Let's start right now.
Okay. Teacher, could you please move
Uh-huh.
down? Okay.
Did you finish it?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Finish.
Okay. Perfect. You do it in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. That's good. That's a good timing. Now, Jose, what I want for you to do is in this part, let's see if you can, if you got, so I know this is a little bit difficult, but that's what
Mm.
we're practicing a little bit more difficult than the test. This is a C1 level, so
Wha-
just to tell you, okay? But it says complete each sentence about the content of the article with one word only. So let's see if you can try to describe, or let's see if you really understood. Well, probably you understood the whole text, right?
Mm.
What did you
Yes.
get the main idea of it, or
Yeah, yes,
yes?
I catch it. The idea.
Perfect, perfect. So let's start with this one. The first one says the writer suggests that people tell lies surprisingly,
Surprisingly means
like sorprendentemente.
mm, easy.
Well, in this case, it would be often,
What?
often, often.
A menudo.
I'm sorry.
Oh, a menudo.
Sí, correcto. I mean, often.
Okay.
Okay. So let's see if you can do number two. It says he also expresses surprise at how people find it to identify whether someone is lying or not. So he also expresses surprise at how.
Oh, ¿qué puña?
Is it easy or difficult?
Sorry.
Is it difficult or easy for people to find out or to identify whether someone is lying or not?
Easy.
Is hard or
Hard.
difficult. Yes, hard. So he also expresses surprise at how difficult or hard people find it to identify whether someone is lying or not.
Mm,
Okay, let's go with number three. It says scientists believe that certain beliefs about how people behave when they are lying may be,
study.
or let me put it easier for you. Is it maybe correct or incorrect?
Okay. Incorrect.
Correct. Yes, it is incorrect. Yes. Okay. Then number four says current research is focusing more on how people questions
Ask.
ask. Yeah, that is correct. Okay. So as homework, because we need to move on with another part,
Mhm.
but as
Okay.
homework, please answer these questions also regarding the article. Okay. So that
Okay.
we
Okay.
can try to identify a little bit more, right, and more details. And what we are really practicing here is for you to really understand details by
Okay.
scanning, right? So even though you're scanning, you need to try to
Mhm.
remember the details of the whole
Okay.
text. Okay, so that's what we are practicing over here.
Okay. Okay.
Let's go very quick, Jose, today with our grammar part, and I just want for us to review a little bit of relative clauses. Okay, and
Mhm.
sometimes we get a little bit confused with these clauses, so that's why I think it's better for us to have them clear,
Mhm.
and also to start using them hopefully in our writing parts. Like in
Okay.
the essay, you can definitely use these relative clauses. Okay, so but let's just uh, start very quick with the meaning of it. Okay, so it says here there are two types of relative clause. We have definite and non-definite. So a definite relative clause gives essential information about the subject of the sentence, right? So you know what I mean by essential, right?
Esencial.
Correct. So again, the the let me see here. Yeah, a definite relative clause gives essential information about the subject of the sentence, and a non-definite relative clause gives additional but not non-essential information. So do you see
Mhm.
the difference between both? You know, the defining is going to give you something that is important, something that is special, or something that we really need to know about the subject. You know, when I say subject, you know what I'm talking, right? I mean, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
El sujeto, right? The subject.
Uh,
And
mhm.
a non-definite relative clause gives additional, something that we really don't need to know, or maybe it's something that is not important for us to know. Okay. So
Mhm.
in other words, this information can be omitted. You see, the non
Mhm.
essential, without affecting the sense of the sentence. So we have here two different examples. And it says, the girl who is studying to become a vet is called Sarah. Okay. So, and the other one says, Sarah, who is 20, is studying to become a vet. Before asking you the question that I want to ask you, remember that the relative clauses, they include also like who, right? Like in this part, who, or
Mhm.
also that, right? Or sometimes which. You know, those are the relative clauses, the ones that include those type of words. I don't know if you remember when we saw a little bit of this, I think, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So from these two, can you tell me which one is definite and which one is non-definite, and why?
I think the first one is definite,
Why?
because it refers uh, to the girl, especially to the girl and where he is studying.
Correct. Yeah, I think that uh, is referring that girl who is studying, right, to become a vet is called Sarah, right? So I think that's I think it's like an important situation, right, for us. It's for them to tell us. And the other one is, the other one is non-definite. Why?
Because the age for the her age is not important for to know that he is starting to become a vet.
Correct. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Perfect. So it says, as these examples show, a punctuation is used in non-definite clauses, but is absent from definite clauses. So if you can see, Jose, the non-definite is going to be always surrounded or in the middle of two different commas. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And as you see, the definite one is who is studying, doesn't have any comma at all, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's very easy for us to identify which one is going to be uh, the uh, the definite and the non-definite. Also, it says it is very important to use commas accurately in relative clauses, as inaccurate use may change the meaning of the sentence, right? So that's why
Mm-hmm.
they say that we need to be very careful on the way that we use a comma. For example, we have here the sports facilities which are not in regular use will be sold. Or we can say the sports facilities which are not in regular use will be sold. So if we use the same sentence, but if we put this part in between two commas, that means that this information is not essential or it's not
It's
important.
important. Seriously.
Correct. Okay. Sorry. So it says here in the first example, only the sports facilities which are not being used will be sold. Whereas in the second example, all the facilities will be sold as none are being used. Okay? Do
Okay.
you remember this sentence, whereas, right? I mean, this word
Yeah.
whereas, but, right? The same thing as but.
Uh-huh. But
Okay, let's go with the other part here very quick. And so it says, secondly, the definite article the. I'm sorry, I think I got the wrong. Let's see if I can get this one is the one. I'm sorry. Where is it? Just give me a second. Hmm. Yeah, I think this is the only one. I'm sorry. I thought there were two, but yeah, this would be the only one. So are we clear with that, with these examples, Jose, with these relative clauses?
yeah, yes, we are.
Can you give me maybe two examples of maybe a definite one, and give me another example of a non-definite one, please?
Okay. Mm, I'm studying very hard for the text next week.
Okay,
Give me
remember that relative always need to include. Sorry, let's see. They always need to include who, right? So, for example, if we are, remember, if we are talking about a person, we use who, right? If we are talking about things, we use which. So maybe we can say the exam. If we're talking about a test or an exam,
Mhm.
which one will be used? Who or which?
Which?
Correct. So you can say the exam, which I need to do, right?
Mhm.
Is very easy or is too hard, right?
Mm.
Something like that. Okay.
Okay.
Are we clear? Or if we're talking about a person, so you can say my friend who whatever, right? So
Mhm.
give me some examples now. So that those are the relative clauses, the ones that have who or the ones that have which. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay. I can say the girl who 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 is uh, in the shop is beautiful.
Okay. And did you put commas on it or you didn't put any comma?
Uh, I didn't put commas.
Okay. So if for you it's very important
Mhm.
that girl is in the shop, right? Who is in the shop? Okay. Okay. And can you give me another example? Maybe a non-definite?
Not definitely.
Uh-huh.
So let's see. Mm, the the girl who I saw in the shop this morning was beautiful.
Okay. Well, yeah. So it's mostly is very, very similar, but you just want to give that extra information, right? Or
Mhm.
maybe just to help you a little bit, you can say, well, the girl uh, who had a blue dress uh, is beautiful, right? Well, maybe that information is not that essential, right? Well, maybe what is important is that that girl is beautiful, right? But maybe we can just include an extra thing that is not very important, like that, like whose shoes were brown. I mean, well, that's not important, right? Because what is important is that for you that girl is beautiful, right? So
Okay.
those can be like some examples, okay? But very very good. Are we clear with this part, Jose? Because sometimes remember that if we introduce clauses mostly on the writing part, remember we're gonna have some extra points, right? So
Okay.
try to include some clauses, right? Well, we see today relative, but there is a remember we have all uh, the the conditionals, right? The first, the second, the and the third, right? I'm sorry, the zero, the first, second, and third. Remember those conditionals? You can also include that in your essay, right? Or some complex sentences which we have already seen them. So it's very important for you to try to include that in the writing part of this test. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go very quick then again to the to our book. And what I want now is for us to work a little bit with vocabulary today. Jose, remember well, it's essential, right, for us to understand uh, all kinds of vocabulary, right? Mostly in these tests that we know that they're gonna put us a little bit complicated, right? Our vocabulary. So let's go here in this part where it says the writer uses a number of words and expressions that are often used in more academic writing. So what we're gonna do here, maybe we can do it all together, is for you to match the words in the box to these meanings. Okay. So these are the meanings from 1 to 10, and maybe we can just try to see if we can match these words
Okay.
with the correct meaning. Okay. So for example, number one, when we say occasions when two or more people communicate with each other, which of these words will you choose?
Interactions.
Correct. Very good. Uh-huh. Also, then we have number two, where it says at the moment.
Mm, currently.
Uh, that would
No.
be, no. Can you tell me another one?
Oh, sorry. Mine. Mm, what is the meaning of pose?
Pose. Like,
Uh,
that's for example, like when you're posing for a picture.
um,
Well, let me help you with that one. Number two is sorry, frequency.
frequency.
Frequency. At the moment will be
Mm,
frequency. Then number three, said that something is true although it cannot be proved.
mm,
I'm sorry,
claim.
Jose. Jose, I'm sorry. I was a little bit confused. I'm sorry.
Mm,
Um, sorry. Number two is currently. You were right.
currently.
Yeah, that was
Okay, okay.
that was the one that you said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was confused. Yeah. At the moment it is currently. Currently. Uh-huh.
Current.
Then number three said that something is true although it cannot be proved.
Claim.
Correct. Correct. Then the other one that says number four, find out.
Mm, find out. Would be mayor. No, mayor. No, no. Is
If
I
you
think.
find out something, you can also.
Mm, I think, but I don't know if I am correct.
Which one do you think?
Mm, indicate.
That would be no, no number four. Okay, find out would be identify. Identify. Uh-huh. Then we have number five, which is show.
Indicate.
Indicate. Correct. Then we have the number of times that something happens.
Frequency.
Frequency. Frequency. Then
Frequency.
important.
Major.
Correct. Mayor. Then well, in this case, ask, which is number eight, is also pose. Okay, ask
Pose.
will be pose.
Mm,
Okay, so that's something that we should learn today. And then the other one where it says practical uses,
applications.
correct, and being the same, consistent.
Mm,
Okay.
consist. Okay, okay.
So it's very important for us to understand this. And I don't know if you saw, but I recommend for you to read again the article, so you can try to find these words in the article once we finish, so that you can try to see, because sometimes we get confused. For example, with pose, right? We might get confused a little bit
Yeah.
with that word, right?
Pose is ask.
Yeah, pose is also ask in this case. Okay.
Okay.
So it's good for us to again to try to identify these words and the meaning of them. Uh, let's see here. Okay, let's also go here where it says form collocations uh, used in the article, right? So this is
Okay.
all these vocabulary and collocations. We are taking them from the article, okay? So that we can just try to uh, what we just read, try to use it here, okay? So for example, here where it says, okay, to separate fact from,
Um,
which one of these?
Contact.
It will be fact from fiction. So those are
Fact.
yeah,
Fact.
fact is hecho, right? So separar hecho de la ficción, right? So
Okay.
to separate fact from fiction. So these are phrases that are very common and that we should know how to use them. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Um, then the other one, to leave something up to,
I to
uh,
leave.
I don't know, to leave something up to. All these are very important. I will say uh, um, important expressions. You know that we should learn. In this case, is to leave something up to chance. Chance. When you say that, it's just to like dejarlo a la suerte. Okay.
Um,
So to leave something up to chance. Okay. So in this case, it will be like suerte, right? Then this one is easy. To make I,
I don't know which how wanna make I.
what do you do with your eyes? You make eye contact.
Mm,
Okay. And again, this is that's why I'm taking time for this because this is very very important for us to understand these phrases. Okay. So and it's very very common, right? Yeah, I need to. For example, they were talking about if somebody lies to you or not or is not lying, right? Well, if that person maybe doesn't make eye contact with you, maybe that means that that person is lying, right? So
yeah.
that's the example of it, right? Okay, then number four, to look someone
Angle.
in the eye. To look someone in the eye. That would be the number five. Okay, and number five, to approach something from a different.
Angle.
That's the one. To approach something from a different angle. And then number six, to pay close
Tension.
attention. Right. So these are very important for us to try to understand and also use them, right? And again, these type of things can help us also a lot in the reading part, because sometimes maybe we are reading and if we don't understand the vocabulary or some of these phrases, well, of course we're going to have a lot of trouble, right?
Yeah.
In the exercises. So that's why it's very important for us to take this in account. The other homework that I would like for you to do, Jose, is to complete these sentences with language from exercise 1 and 2. Okay, so please complete these exercises from using whatever vocabulary that we saw in part 1 from this vocabulary or these
Mhm.
phrases. Okay, and
Okay. Okay.
once you finish that, maybe you can send it to me, and I can just send you the answers so that you can just check it and see if you really got the right vocabulary in these sentences. Okay,
Okay.
are we clear with that?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, Jose, we're almost done because I'm going to send you the listening part so that you can do
Mhm.
it in your house, and I will send you also the answers.
Okay. Okay.
So we can do that later on when we finish. But and also there is this part, but I will leave this later on because I really need to explain this part for you. But this is part 8. which is not in the B2 test. So probably we will just skip this part, okay? Because this is for
Okay.
the C1 test only. But let's just practice a little bit of speaking just to finish this lesson. And again, I will be sending you these listening parts when it says you're going to listen to two students making small talk with their tutor. So you can just answer these questions and also listen to the full conversation. And
Mm-hmm.
of course, you need to answer this question: who gives a more appropriate answer to each question? Give reasons. And then you need to listen again and make notes of the main points made by the person giving giving the better answer, right? So I will be sending you this information once we
Okay.
finish this lesson, okay? But let's finish right now with some speaking parts. So it says, remember, we are practicing here mostly the first part of the test, right? When remember that you need to try to ask or answer the question directly on what
Mm-hmm.
the tense they're using, right? So, for example, if I ask you, Jose, this number one, which says, "What did you do last night?"
Okay. Last night I ordered pizza for the dinner and with my sister.
Perfect, right? So it's a simple past question, right? And
Mm.
we just answer yes. I ordered with ed, right? I ordered pizza. Perfect. Let's go with number two. It says, "What's the best present you've ever been given?"
The best present that I ever been
Given. Uh-huh.
given was when I was child. I remember that my father given me
Okay, you can
give
say,
me
I
gave
remember
me.
when I was a child, and my father. Well, you can in this question it's a little
Mhm.
bit
Mhm.
tricky because even though it's in the present perfect, right? You can also answer
Okay, okay.
it, yeah, it's in the present, in the present perfect, right? But you can also
Mhm.
answer it in the simple past, okay? So
Okay.
if you want, you can say, okay, the best present that my dad, or or if you want to answer it in the present perfect, you can say the best present that my dad has ever
Mm,
given me, you see? Or you can just say,
given
yeah,
me.
the
Okay.
best present that my dad gave me was, right? But if you want
Okay.
to answer it in the present perfect, it will be like that because we are talking now about your dad, right? So we're going to change have with has, right? It's not you.
Okay.
So you can say, well, the best present that my dad in the pronoun, right? Has, you can use ever, given me, right? You don't have to use being in this case, right? So you can and then just tell me your gift. So let's start over. What's the best present you're ever being given?
Okay. The best present that I've gave was
Or you can say
is
that
a big
somebody,
car.
again, Jose, remember that in this case, uh, since the question is about you, the person that is asking the question needs to use have because with you,
Mhm.
you need to use have, right? So that's something very important. So if you're gonna tell me that somebody gave you a gift, now that somebody can be
Mhm.
he, she, or he or she, right? So you need to change it. You need to change have for what?
Mm,
If you say the okay, what's the best present you have ever been given? Well, the present that someone use have or
mhm.
has.
Has.
Correct, right? So can you tell me again the question? I mean the answer?
Okay. The present that someone
Uh-huh.
has given.
You can use ever here if you want. So the
Uh,
present, the best present that someone has
ha-
ever,
has ever give, given to me was
uh-huh,
a big card when I was child for my birthday.
okay, very good, very good. Let's go. So, are we clear with this part? With question two?
So so
So, but remember, Jose, because again, if I say, okay, tell me where do you live? So you tell me I live, right?
okay okay
Or if I ask, when you say I, then well, you say the question I answered the question with you. I'm sorry, I asked the question with
mm,
you, and you answer with I, right? So it's
okay
the same thing here. I'm telling you, what's the best present you have ever been given? Que alguien le ha dado a usted. Okay.
I say that the best present that someone has
So you
been has ever given to me.
correct, yeah, because you're talking about someone, right? And that
Okay.
someone it
I,
can be a he or a she.
i- in this case, I don't have to talk about myself. I have to
Cor-
talk about the other person.
Well, you are talking about the other person giving you a present. Okay.
Okay, okay.
So that's why, I mean, we are still talking about you, but you are telling me that, okay, yeah, the best present that someone has, I mean, or
Has
talking about your dad, right? If it's your dad, you said the best present that my dad has, because we're talking about your
mm,
dad, right? So it's a he.
he.
So that's why we're using has.
Okay, okay,
Okay, are we clear now? Okay,
okay, okay.
let's go with number three. Says, what's your favorite kind of music?
Okay. Actually, I don't have a specific favorite kind of music because I like to listen some different kinds. For example, salsa or cumbia or boleros. But I don't have a specific kind of music.
Okay, perfect. Number four, when did you fall in love for the first time?
The first time that I fall in love, I
Oh,
remember was
okay. Careful there.
felt.
Be careful
I
there.
felt
Fell, yeah.
felt.
Be careful, yeah. Again. That's
Sorry,
it.
sorry. The first time when I felt in love, I remember was in the school. I remember that I felt in love with a with a girl in my own class.
Perfect, perfect. So we need to be careful on that. Was it right? Remember, in this case, we're
Okay,
talking about fall because did takes out the past, right? But when we
okay,
answer, yeah, we fell. Yeah, the first time I fell in love. Very good.
okay.
Okay, number five. What did you want to be when you were a child and why?
When I was a child, I remember that I want to be
I
uh,
wanted to be.
I want I want to be a policeman or a firefighter.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so remember, uh,
Want
yeah, well, you can pronounce it with ID, right? Wanted.
wanted
So you can say, yeah, the first time that I wanted to be, well,
want.
the first thing I wanted to be, right? Okay, number six says, what's your ambition for the future?
For the future, I would like to be oh I would like to have my own business, my own to be my own boss. I would like to be my own boss and have my own business and travel the world.
Do you remember the word that we saw like last week, I think, in class? I want you can say I want to be a. Do you remember the that word that we saw when somebody has his own business or their own business? Do you remember what was the word that we used?
No, I don't remember. I don't
Do you
remember.
remember freelancer?
For
Remember? So you can say
yeah,
yes. I my ambition for the future is to be a freelancer, right? You can also say that. I mean,
free.
that was okay. Your answer was okay, but remember
Mhm.
that we can try to use other type of vocabulary that we have already practiced, right?
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Okay, and number 7 says, what's the most exciting thing that you have ever done?
Actually, the most exciting thing that I have done is I remember was when I went with my family to an amusement park. I remember that I enjoy very well that experience.
Okay, very good, very good. And number 8 says, what will you do if you won a large amount of money?
Mm, how can I say deudas?
Uh,
Bills.
no, you can say, let me see, debts, debts,
Ta-
debts.
That or if the first that I would do would be uh, pay my tax. Um,
Uh,
the second thing that I want to do is travel around the world or help other people or build houses for the poor people.
okay, yeah, very good. But well, remember this is C1, right? But they might ask us that, but we don't know. In this part 8, what they really want for you to answer is with a conditional. So it says,
Mm,
what will you do if
I
you
said
won a
if I
large amount?
won,
Uh-huh.
if I
If
win,
if I won with the past tense is past plus would. So you say if I won a large
okay,
amount
okay.
of money,
Sí, sí. If I won a lot of money,
a large
I will
amount.
travel a large amount of money. I will travel a lot around the world.
Correct, correct. So you see, that's what they will be checking you out with this last question. Okay. So I mean this part number 1 is a little bit easy, but just by details we might uh, maybe lose some points, right? So we really need to be careful on what they're asking, what
Yeah.
tense they're using, all of that, right? That's the thing that we really need to be careful on it. Okay. So
Okay,
so again, let me see. Let's review the homework, Jose.
okay,
Uh,
okay.
okay, okay, remember to answer the questions here, right? In this page, I already sent you these pages. I scanned these pages on your cell phone. Okay,
Okay, okay.
so you can just check them. Actually, you can see them in color. But so will be on page 112, part 3. Okay,
Okay, I'm going to take a screenshot to to know which
perfect,
part
perfect,
I have to do.
perfect.
Ready.
Okay, and remember to this part here, part 3, using the vocabulary that we just learned.
Okay.
Fill out these sentences using the words that we just learned, and please do the listening part, which I will send you in a moment. All the listening, uh, well, the audios, I will send them to you so you can please do this part. Okay.
Okay, okay.
So that would be it for today. So and I'm going to send you a practice. I'm going to send you like a little link for you to practice relative clauses. Okay. Hello.
Hello. So,
Okay, Jose. Well, thank you very much, Jose. Then have a nice evening.
thank you.
Okay. Bye bye.
Goodbye.